There is somebody, and I'm going to be very specific about this. There is somebody who would rather ask everybody else about you than ask you one simple question directly. And that question is, are they with somebody? Not because they do not care. No. That is not what this is. They are asking because they care too much, and asking you directly would expose them. It would show their hand. It would reveal that they have been paying attention way closer than they were supposed to. And okay, the first card you gave me is the Lovers reversed. And symbolically, this is exactly the energy. This is someone who feels a connection, but instead of standing in it, they are moving around it. They are circling it. They are using other people, little conversations, social media, mutual friends, comments, likes. Anything they can get their hands on to figure out whether you are emotionally available or whether somebody else already has access to you. And what's really interesting is they are trying to make this look casual. Like, oh, I was just asking. Oh, they came up in conversation. Oh, I just wondered. No, they did not just wonder. They have been wondering. They have been replaying things. They have been watching who you interact with, who reacts to you, who you smile at, who seems too comfortable around you. And the part that is messing with them is they cannot tell. You are not easy to read. You are not out here giving everybody a clear map to your private life. And I feel like some of you already noticed this. Maybe somebody randomly asked if you were seeing someone. Maybe a friend suddenly got curious about your love life. Maybe somebody who barely talks to you started fishing for information. You felt that weird little shift, like, why are they asking me that? You were not imagining it. Somebody sent that question into your space. So quickly press the like button if this is already hitting. Subscribe if you want more readings like this. And comment, they asked about me. Because I'm telling you, this person already exposed themselves the moment they started investigating instead of speaking. Okay, let me start pulling deeper. Because the Lovers reversed is telling me this person is torn between pride and desire is starting to win. And look at this. Because now you have the 10 of Pentacles reversed, and that is not random. No, that is telling me this person is not just asking, are they single? They are asking, do they belong somewhere already? Is there somebody in their life who has a real place? Is there somebody around them who has stability, history, access, comfort, family energy, future energy? Because the 10 of Pentacles upright can talk about something established, something visible, something that looks secure. But reversed, this is uncertainty around that. They cannot tell if you are building with somebody or if you are just minding your business. And listen, that is the part that is making them restless. Because from the outside, your life might look like you have options. Your energy might look protected. You might have people around you, people liking your pictures, people speaking to you, people noticing you, people wanting your attention. But nobody can clearly say, yes, that person has them. Nobody can clearly say, yes, they are locked in, and that mystery is bothering this person more than they want to admit. So what do? They go around the question. They ask someone who knows someone. They watch who comments. They notice who keeps showing up. They pay attention to the little things you probably thought nobody was studying. And no, because this is not casual observation. This is emotional investigation dressed up as curiosity. Some of these spies may not even realize they are being used like that. It could be a mutual friend who suddenly brings your name up. It could be a coworker asking something a little too personal. It could be a family member, a friend group, somebody online. Somebody who watches your stories but never says anything. It could even be someone acting like they are asking for themselves. But the energy behind the question does not feel like it belongs to them. And what's interesting is this person wants information, but they still want control. They want to know where they stand, without having to stand in front of you and ask. Because asking you directly means risking a reaction. It means risking silence. It means risking you saying, "Why do you want to know?" And that question alone would expose everything. So yes, desire is winning. But pride is still trying to manage the damage. And the next energy is about to show us why asking you directly feels so dangerous to them. And look at what came out. The world reversed. So now we are getting the reason. This is not just someone being shy. This is someone who feels like something between you and them never fully closed. But they also know they never fully opened it either. That is the contradiction. They want access to you, but they do not want to be seen reaching for it. They want to know if the door is still there, but they do not want to be caught standing outside of it. Because the world reversed, symbolically, is unfinished business. It is the loop that never got completed. It is the conversation that never happened. The choice that got delayed. The emotion that got hidden under silence. And this person knows that. They know there was a moment where they could have been direct. They know there was a moment where they could have said something real, asked something real, showed something real. But instead, they acted like they had all the time in the world. And no, because that is the part. They may have acted detached. They may have acted like they were not checking for you like that. They may have given you this energy of, "I'm fine either way." But now they are not fine either way. Now they are trying to measure the distance. They are trying to figure out how far you have gone emotionally. Did you close the chapter? Did you stop thinking about them? Did somebody else step into the place they were too proud to claim? And asking you directly would force them to face the answer in real time. They cannot hide behind a mutual friend if you look them in the face and say, "Yes, I'm seeing someone." They cannot pretend they were just curious if your answer hits them somewhere personal. They cannot control the situation if you ask, "Why are you asking me that now?" Because now they have to explain why they waited, why they watched, why they circled, why they sent questions through other people, instead of coming to you like an adult. So this fear is not random. It comes from something they already know they failed to do. They failed to complete the cycle. They failed to give clarity when clarity was needed. And now they are scared that the world kept moving without them. And what's interesting is, something made them realize that. Something you did, something you posted, something somebody said, something they saw around you made this person suddenly go, "Wait, did I lose my chance?" And that is what I want to look at next, because this investigation did not start from nowhere. And look at this, the Knight of Wands. So yes, that trigger came fast. This is not slow energy. This is somebody who saw something, heard something, picked up on something, and suddenly their whole system went, "Hold on," because the Knight of Wands is movement, attraction, impulse, heat, pursuit energy. But in this context, it feels like they were pushed into noticing that you are not standing still anymore. And listen, I do not feel like you had to do something dramatic. Some of you simply stopped giving the same access. You stopped explaining yourself. You stopped posting from a wounded place. You stopped making it obvious that you were waiting, wondering, checking, hoping. Your energy shifted from, "Do you see me?" to "I see myself." And they noticed that. They clocked that. They felt that. For some of you, it was your appearance. You started looking better, moving different, showing up with more confidence. For others, it was your silence. You got quieter, and somehow that was louder than anything you could have said. Maybe you stopped reaching out. Maybe you stopped reacting. Maybe you stopped leaving little emotional doors open for this person to walk through whenever they felt like it. And no, because that is what bothered them. They were used to assuming there was still time. They were used to assuming your energy was still somewhere nearby. They may not have admitted that to themselves, but they were comfortable with the idea that you were not fully gone. Then something changed. Suddenly you looked unavailable. Suddenly you felt unavailable. Suddenly somebody else was around you, or somebody else was liking you, or somebody else was making them wonder, wait, who is that? And that is when the questions started. Not because they woke up randomly curious. No, this was triggered. The Knight of Wands tells me something stirred their urgency. Something made them feel like if they kept sitting back, somebody else might actually come in with the confidence they did not have. Somebody else might say the thing they were too proud to say. Somebody else might take action while they were still trying to look unbothered. So now they are asking around, because they are trying to figure out if this shift means you moved on, or if there is still a small opening for them to ride back in like nothing happened. And what they are hoping, these people report back, is actually very specific. And look at this, 5 of Wands reversed. So now we are seeing exactly what they want to know. They do not just want to know if you are with somebody. They want to know if there is competition around you. They want to know if somebody is actively pursuing you. They want to know if there is drama, if there is tension, if there is another person they would have to deal with, if there is already somebody standing in the way. But because it is reversed, this tells me they are trying to avoid looking like they care about the competition. They do not want to be seen as jealous. They do not want to be seen as bothered. They do not want anybody to come back and say, "Why are you asking so many questions?" So they keep the questions soft. They keep them casual. They keep them hidden underneath jokes and little comments. Like someone might say, "So, are you talking to anybody?" Or, "You've been looking happy lately, what's going on?" Or, "Who was that person commenting on your post?" Or maybe they bring this person's name up around you just to watch your face. Not because they need to know the name. No, they need to know the reaction. They are studying the pause. They are studying the smile. They are studying whether your voice changes when someone mentions them. And what's really interesting is they are trying to find out what kind of emotional space you are in. Are you happy without them? Are you guarded? Are you still hurt? Are you single because you want to be single? Or are you single because nobody has gotten close enough yet? Are you open to being approached? Or would you shut them down the second they tried? Because that is the hidden question behind the obvious question. When they ask, are they with somebody? What they are really asking is there still room for me? Would they even let me come near them? Did I wait so long that now I would look foolish trying? That is what this is. And listen, your privacy is creating pressure. Your silence is creating pressure. The fact that you are not explaining your life to everybody is creating pressure. Because once you became harder to read, they needed outside confirmation. They needed someone else to help them decode you. But the surprising part is, the people collecting this information may not be as neutral as they seem. And now you have the Queen of Pentacles, and this is where it gets very interesting. Because this tells me the person asking questions may be watching how grounded you are, how calm you are, how protected you are. The Queen of Pentacles is not frantic energy. This is somebody who sits in their own space. This is someone who does not need to explain every move. And that is exactly why the questions around you are starting to feel a little obvious. Because whoever is carrying information, whoever is asking on behalf of this person, they may not be as smooth as they think they are. No, some of them are asking too specifically. They are saying things that make you go, "Now, why would you ask me that?" They are bringing up details they should not even be paying attention to. They are mentioning people around you, your posts, your plans, your mood, your relationship status, but in a way that feels like they already have a reason for asking. And listen, with the Queen of Pentacles here, some of you already felt this in your body. You felt that little pause in the conversation. You felt that strange shift when somebody brought this person up. You felt that they were not asking from a neutral place. You felt that for a reason. Because the messenger might be loyal to them. The messenger might be curious for themselves. Or the messenger might be messy enough to enjoy being in the middle. And I do not mean messy in a loud, cartoonish way. I mean someone who likes knowing things. Someone who likes carrying little pieces of information. Someone who likes being able to say, well, I heard, or I asked, or they said. And what's really interesting is this spy energy is getting sloppy because the person behind it is getting impatient. When someone is calm, they ask better questions. When someone is nervous, they ask questions that reveal the answer they are hoping for. So if somebody recently asked you about your love life and then reacted a little too strongly, or got too quiet, or pushed for one more detail, that is not random. They are trying to see if you are still available, but they are also trying to see if you are still soft toward this person. And if the answer comes back that you are single, that you are not locked in, that nobody has fully claimed your attention, then what they do next is going to tell you everything. And look at what came out, Seven of Swords. So yes, this is strategy. This is not the final move. This is preparation. This person is not planning to run in with their whole heart exposed and say, I've been asking about you because I still care. No, that would be too honest. That would be too direct. That would make them feel like they lost control. The Seven of Swords tells me if they find out you are single, if they find out you are not fully attached to anybody, they are going to try to come back in sideways. Not through the front door, sideways. They may react to something you post. They may send a message that looks harmless. They may ask a question they already know the answer to. They may bring up an old memory like, remember when? Just to see if the emotional door still opens. And listen, it might be so casual that somebody else would miss it. But you will feel the intention underneath it. You will feel that this is not just a random check-in. This is not just them being friendly. This is them testing whether you still respond to their energy. This is them trying to see if they can step back into your space without having to admit they were watching the space the whole time. For some of you, this person may suddenly become warmer, suddenly more present. Suddenly they are liking something. Suddenly they are viewing something quickly. Suddenly they are showing up in places they know you might be. Or they ask for help. They ask for advice. They make it seem practical. Like, oh, I just needed to ask you something. No. They needed a safe reason to touch the connection again. Because that is the Seven of Swords here. They want the door open, but they do not want to look like they chased it. They want access, but they want plausible deniability. They want to be able to say, it wasn't like that, even though the whole reason they are moving this way is because it is exactly like that. And what's interesting is curiosity is turning into action. Pride is still there, yes. Fear is still there. But they are getting closer to doing something visible. The spies are not the confession. The spies are the setup. But the part they are really afraid of is this. They think you may already know. They think you may already see through the whole thing. And look at what came out, Nine of Pentacles. So, yes, they think you know. Because you are not moving like someone who is confused anymore. You are moving like someone who is comfortable being in your own energy. And that is intimidating to a person who was hoping you would still be easy to read, easy to access, easy to pull back in with a little attention. The Nine of Pentacles is independent energy. It is self-contained energy. It is, I may want love, but I do not need to beg for it. And that is exactly why this person is nervous. Because when someone sees that you are okay without them, now their little strategy starts to feel risky. Now their silence starts to feel loud. Now their questions start to look obvious. And no, because they know. They know exactly what they are doing. They know they are watching. They know they are asking. They know they are circling. They know they are trying to get information without putting their own name on the question. But they also suspect that you can feel it. They suspect that you are sitting there, like, I know where this is coming from. And that is what makes them hesitate. They want to approach, but they do not want to be embarrassed. They want to test the water, but they do not want you to say, "So, you sent somebody to ask me that." They want to know if you would welcome them, or if you would look right through them and make them stand in the truth of what they have been doing. Your calmness is making them nervous. Your silence is making them nervous. The way you are not chasing answers from them is making them nervous. Because before, maybe they could tell themselves they still care. Maybe they could tell themselves they are still waiting. But now? They cannot tell. And the Nine of Pentacles says you have become harder to emotionally corner. You are not giving desperation. You are not giving chaos. You are not giving, "Please choose me." You are giving, "Come correctly or do not come at all." And that energy changes everything. So before this person makes a visible move, they are trying to figure out whether they are walking into softness or accountability. Whether you will smile, or whether you will ask the one question they have been avoiding. Why didn't you just come to me? And underneath all of this pride, all of this secrecy, all of this asking around, there is one emotional truth they do not want exposed. And look at this, Nine of Cups. So the emotional truth is not that they did not want you. No, the emotional truth is they wanted you and still tried to act like wanting you did not matter. That is what this is. The Nine of Cups can be satisfaction, desire, wish energy, something someone secretly wants for themselves. And in this context, it feels like you were something they wanted, but they wanted to want you privately. They wanted the feeling without the vulnerability. They wanted the connection without the exposure. They wanted to know you were still there without having to make a real choice. And that goes right back to the lovers reversed. A delayed choice. A connection someone could feel, but would not fully honor. A person standing in front of something meaningful and still trying to act like they had no decision to make. And now there is regret in this. There is regret because they played it too cool. They waited too long. They assumed you would remain emotionally available. They assumed your softness would stay exactly where they left it. They assumed that if they ever decided to come forward, the door would still be open and the room would still look the same. But you changed the room, and listen, that is the part they are feeling now. They are not just asking, are they with somebody? They are asking, did I lose my place? Did I miss the moment? Do they still think about me the way they used to? Would they even be happy to hear from me? Or would they look at me like I am late? Because their actions do not match their feelings, and they know that. They may have acted satisfied on the outside. They may have acted like they were good, like they were unbothered, like they had everything under control. But emotionally, there is something about you that they kept returning to. A thought, a memory, a question, a feeling they never fully put down. And the Nine of Cups is also telling me this person may have been a little too comfortable receiving attention without giving clarity. They liked knowing you cared. They liked sensing that there was something there. But now the emotional table has turned because they are the one wondering. They are the one waiting for information. They are the one hoping the answer comes back in their favor. So what do you do with this energy? Because the final message is going to show whether this person stays behind the scenes or finally realizes that, if they want access to you, they cannot keep sending questions through everybody else. And look at the final card, the Devil reversed. So that tells me everything I need to know. This is about breaking the hold of the guessing game. This is about stepping out of the attachment to confusion, stepping out of the need to decode someone who has already made themselves obvious by the way they are moving. Because the Devil upright can be obsession, attachment, temptation, control, secrecy. Wanting something but not wanting to admit how much power it has over you. But reversed, This is where you stop letting somebody's hidden curiosity pull you into emotional bondage. You stop asking yourself, why are they watching? Why are they asking? Why won't they just say it? No, let them answer that with their actions. And listen, this person is not indifferent. That part is clear. Indifferent people do not send questions through mutual friends. Indifferent people do not study who comments on your posts. Indifferent people do not need little updates about whether you are single, happy, guarded, dating, healed, or still available. They might pretend they are unbothered, but the investigation already told on them. So the message here is not for you to chase them. It is not for you to prove that you are available. It is not for you to make it easier for somebody who is still hiding behind other people. If they want access to you, they are going to have to come directly. If they want a conversation, they are going to have to speak. If they want to know where you stand, they cannot keep sending somebody else to knock on the door for them. And what's really interesting is your privacy is what exposed this. Your silence exposed this. Your self-control exposed this. Because you did not give everybody a map to your emotions. They had to reveal how badly they wanted directions. So let people reveal themselves through action. Let people show you whether they are brave enough to match the interest they have been hiding. And do not shrink your peace just because somebody else is uncomfortable not knowing everything about you. If this resonated, quickly press the like button. Subscribe if you want more readings like this. And comment "come directly" because that is the energy now. No more spies, no more sideways questions, no more hiding behind curiosity. They would not ask you, so they asked about you. But now the question is whether they are finally brave enough to face the answer themselves.